Hi Taurus, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of April 2022. We begin the month in Aries season, and Mercury, the planet of communication and learning, the Sun, which is ego, vitality, and identity, and Chiron, which is the wounded healer, are all transiting in the cardinal fire sign of Aries, in your house of spirituality, dreams, and imagination. And this is a good opportunity for doing healing work and getting enough rest. However, there's also a stellium of planets transiting in your house of career and life goals and public image. And that's a major house in the chart. There's a stellium of planets transiting in the fixed air sign of Aquarius. We are in the new age of Aquarius, which began on December 20th of 2020. And Saturn, which is how you anchor your goals, it tests you and it challenges you, but it also rewards your hard efforts. Saturn has been transiting in this sector of your chart since December 17th of 2020, and it will remain there until March 7th of 2023. So this is a huge career cycle. And right now there are many planets there because Vesta, which is an asteroid that represents hearth and home, Mars, which is how you get things done, it's the planet of action, Juno, which is an asteroid that represents partnering, Saturn, how you anchor your goals and commit, and Venus, the planet of love and beauty and how you partner, the ruler of your sign, are all transiting at the top of your chart in your house of career. Mars comes to this sector every 2 years, so it's a phenomenal career cycle. Saturn does reward your efforts, so partnering with others, you've got Venus and Juno up there as well, so really focusing on that energy. And we have a lot of Piscean energy this month as well. At the beginning of the month, Jupiter and Neptune are the only planets transiting in Pisces, but they pack a huge punch because Jupiter is the ancient ruler and Neptune is the modern ruler. Jupiter is the vision, Neptune is the dream. Jupiter expands that which it comes into contact with, and it's expanding a Neptune haze like you've never seen, but it's a very magical, manifesting, romantic, and loving energy. And Neptune takes 165 years to orbit, so this is huge that they're meeting up in the sign that they rule. And again, Jupiter is the vision, Neptune is the dream. How do you manifest and work with that? And they're both transiting us of friends, groups, community, and networking. If you're single, it's an excellent opportunity for meeting people, meeting a lover, meeting new friends, finding your tribe. If you have your own business, it's excellent for promoting yourself. And as we get later into April, during Taurus, there will be 5 points transiting in Pisces. So there will be a lot of Pisces, but this Jupiter-Neptune pairing feels like there are 8 planets in Pisces. So a lot of focus on community and networking as well. So we begin the month and there is a new moon on March 31st at 11:24 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and on April 1st at 2:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 11 degrees and 30 minutes of the cardinal fire sign of Aries. This new moon falls in your house of dreams. The new moon is always a time to plant new seeds and set intentions. It's a great time for doing the law of abundance, and I will link something to that. Be specific if you write down intentions. Really work with your dreams. A lot of focus on your dreams in your chart, but also with all the Pisces that's in the collective. And then on that date, the Sun meets up with Chiron, the wounded healer, at 10:56 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's good for, the sun is exalted in Aries, bringing light to healing. And then on April 2nd, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, meets up with Chiron at 9:42 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, trying to raise your thinking and healing through positive thinking. And then the sun and Mercury meet up in Aries at 7:11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, bringing more positivity to your thoughts in how you heal. On April 3rd, the moon is transiting in your sign, where it's exalted and creative and beautiful, but it meets up with Uranus, the planet of surprise and the unexpected, at 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This could bring changes in plans. This could bring unexpected situations with relationships, could bring unexpected invitations. Whatever you think it is, it'll be something else, but expect that there could be some surprises that day. And then on April 5th, Venus, which is the ruler of your sign, changes signs and enters the mutable water sign of Pisces at 9:09 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will transit until May 2nd in your house of friends, groups, and community. Venus is exalted in Pisces. It's very romantic, very spiritual, very loving, and there's more emphasis for you on socializing and getting involved with community. And then on April 7th, Mercury, the planet of communication, forms a helpful aspect to Saturn, and Saturn helps to structure your thinking. And this is a good aspect for getting things done, good for you for professional opportunities, and good for networking. And then on April 8th, Jupiter, which is the grand benefic, forms a really positive aspect to the North Node of Destiny. And the North Node of Karma is transiting in your sign, and it will be until July of 2023. Pay attention to whom you meet around that time. It could bring incredible connections, whether it's romantic, social, professional, could be a mentor of some type, but it's a very nice flow of energy. On April 9th, Jupiter and Neptune are starting to build up in the sky. They have been dancing together for quite a while. On that date, the moon is in Cancer, and it forms beautiful aspects to both Jupiter and Neptune, helping to manifest even further the romance, the love, and the spirituality. Very beautiful energy. On April 10th, Mercury squares Pluto at 4:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now that's really early in the morning. That could bring arguments or power struggles, but I feel since such loving, healing energy is coming in at that time, it's about eliminating negative thinking and purging toxicity. So trying to use it that way to eliminate things that are keeping you from your happiness and from your healing. And then later on the 10th, Mercury enters your sign at 10:09 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will transit until April 29th. And in this case, this brings a lot more focus for you for getting things done, being really busy, social, planning a lot of things, a lot of activity. And then let's see, on April 12th, Jupiter and Neptune peak at, let's see, at 10:42 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 23 degrees and 59 minutes of the mutable water sign of Pisces in your house of friends and community. Really encouraging you also in some way to get involved with a spiritual group, whatever that means, or a creative group. And again, people that resonate on the same vibration as you do. Very beautiful energy. On April 14th, Mars, which is the planet of action, changes signs and enters the mutable water sign of Pisces at 11:09 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your house of friends and community, and it will be there until May 24th. And that's just a lot of action around your social life and networking and promoting yourself. So, really focusing on that energy. And then on April 16th, there is a full moon that takes place at 2:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 26 degrees and 46 minutes of the cardinal air sign of Libra. And this full moon occurs in your house of health, routine, habits, work, and regimen. It could bring culmination to work you've been doing. Maybe there's a project you've been working on. Maybe you've been trying to work on your health, losing weight, getting into some kind of a nutrition plan, whatever that might be. But this full moon does square Pluto. There will be endings. A full moon is a culmination, and it's setting off where Pluto has been, in the last year or so. And that can pack a punch, so it's about eliminating negative habits, hopefully, but and negative thinking. So trying to go from that place. And then on April 17th, we've got Mercury sextiles Venus in the sky at 9:09 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's really beautiful energy. And then Mercury meets up with Uranus in your sign, the unexpected, at 9:51 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and on April 18th at 12:51 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring unexpected events and huge surprises, can be incredibly innovative and brilliant. And then Mercury forms a beautiful sextile to, Venus and Uranus are in harmony at 3:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Venus is the ruler of your sign, and Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. That could be unexpected romantic or creative or intellectual situations, very innovative energy. The sun does square Pluto on April 18th at 11:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could definitely bring power struggles and endings, very fiery tone to the energy. But again, trying to eliminate that which does not serve you. And on April 20th, the sun enters your sign, and it will transit there until May 20th. And that is also going to bring a burst of energy. It's your birthday season and really focusing on, getting things done. You've got Mercury, you've got the sun, and you've got the North Node and Uranus. Now you've got 4 points transiting in your sign, bringing a lot of opportunities, and meaning that you're very busy, and your social life is also very busy as well. And then on April 24th, Mercury squares Saturn at, at 9:50 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That can bring restrictions and challenges, but later that day, Mercury forms a helpful aspect to Neptune. Neptune is the dream and the imagination, and that occurs at 6:37 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So there may be limitations that day, and yet there's also very creative thinking available and manifesting dreams. And then on April 28th, Mercury trines Pluto at 8:05 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's very empowering energy through your thoughts. But the other big deal is that on April 29th, Pluto, the planet of power, domination, death, and renewal, stations retrograde at 2:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 28 degrees and 36 minutes of the sign of Capricorn. We feel that 5 days before and 5 days after. Now for you, this station occurs in your house of belief systems, manifesting, and hope. Again, there could be some huge changes that we all hear about. Major endings, major beginnings, just big things happening. And on the same day of the 29th, Mercury leaves your sign and enters the mutable air sign of Gemini, which is the sign it rules. And it does so at 6:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's going to be in Gemini on and off till July 4th because it's going to retrograde in May. And then on April 30th, the big news for you and for all of us, there's a partial solar eclipse, the second new moon of the month, but it's like a new moon on steroids. It occurs at 4:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 10 degrees and 28 minutes of Taurus. Now this sets off where Uranus, the planet of chaos and the unexpected, has been transiting the last year and a half or so. And this solar eclipse is conjunct Uranus. So again, there could be explosive energy. Eclipses are like new moons and full moons on steroids. They are huge. They bring life-changing events. News that can change your life out of the blue, could bring big new things too. It's not always negative, but it can be happening. It's right by the Pluto station. Venus and Jupiter are conjunct, which is beautiful. Those are the two luckiest planets, and they are paired together, and they meet up at 5:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Venus is in its exaltation. Jupiter is in its rulership. That brings a lot of love and magic to this solar eclipse. A lot happening in April, a lot of change towards the end of the month in particular. And this historical Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. Work with your dreams, manifest, socialize, and focus on your career. And I wish you luck.